Ekelemu. Ojo wani heje gondo.
Ka anyị na-achị ha gbadata ha bịa tara ọjị nna sị ka ị bịa mere anyị wetere anyị udo n'ala Igbo wetere anyị udo n'ala Naịjirịa wetere anyị ịhụnanya wetere anyị ọganihu wetere anyị ihe niile bụ ihe na-eme obodo adịmma nna biko ihe ndị a ka anyị na-arịọ kwetewo n'imewere anyị karịa ka anyị rịọrọ n'ịhwa Chineke nna kere enu ka ana bụ Chukwu okike abịama
ndị be anyị ọjị abịa anyị na-ekene osebụlụ ekene Chukwu okike nna ketara anyị oge kere igwe ka anyị na-ata ọjị anyị chọrọ iwe ọjị ị na-awa n'otu awa n'ibe asị ka ị goziela anyị taa ka ihe ọma hụkwa gwute anyị na-akpọke ndị nna nna anyị ha bụ abụ ndị mere ọhụma goziela ya eke gozie orio gozie nkwọ mee ka ndị ọbụla na-agagharị na-achọ ihe ha ga-eri mee ọhụma na ndị sokwa ụzọ ọtọ ndị kwụkwara ụzọ na-eje n'ụzọ kwụrụ ọtọ soro ka iwu Chukwu ji wee dị Chukwu na anyị siri ka anyị wụọ gị a tata nde udo na ọgụ na aga m n'ihu ka ọ dịrị anyị mma ndewo anyị na-ewepụta ile ọjị na-egosi ụmụnna anyị okenye na-awa ọjị ndị ọzọ na-awa ọjị na-ele enye ile ọjị nsọfụrụ maka na ebe a ọ na ile ọjị a ka eji ama eziokwu iweta ọjị onye ọzọ na-asa ile na-aga ọhụụ ọ ga-ekweneta eziokwu ọjị a anyị na-enye nsọfụrụ.
Remember, the free kick is that program where we give you total football, unreserved football. We'll talk everything football, analysis, match results, prediction. Think of it, whatever it is football speaks, that's the language on the free kick. And most importantly, on the free kick, there is no VAR, there's no red card, no yellow card. Come the way you are. The game speaks and understands every language. I remain your host, Uche Osai.
And I am Wachukuchukuno, so you call me Pretty West of Enugu.
Yeah, Mr. West, it's always good to be on this program.
Yes, it's an amazing time, an amazing 50-45 minutes with you, Mr. Osai, because we get to talk about a sports that we both and our sports lovers love so much.
And Mr. West, thank you so much for that expertise, that different approach you bring to the world of soccer. And when you talk about analysis and everything, it's always sweet to be with you. Now let's kick things rolling. Let's look at the updates concerning we're in Nigeria. Let's talk about the NFL.
Okay, it has been an amazing one traveling through the NFL. Because, okay, then yesterday I think we had just one game, the Rivers Niger Tornadoes, and remember when some time ago before the league started, I told you that the Rivers team will be a contender, and they have proven that. So in the result of yesterday, we saw Rivers come ahead of Niger Tornadoes at home by 1-0. But that was the only match of yesterday. But coming into today, we have two matches to see. We have Abia Warriors at home welcoming Remo Stars, another contender, and then Kwara United at home welcoming Plateau United. You understand? So, and talking about Remo and Kwara, these are two people, even Abia Warriors, these are three teams that were involved in the Continental just at the weekend, you know, and they did not fare very well.
All right. Mr. West, sorry, let's just take a quick break and we'll return almost immediately. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Deborah Wakoba. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
Thank you for staying with us on the Free Kick, and we were giving updates on NFL.
Yeah. I mentioned that Abia Warriors will be at home to Remo Stars, and then Kwara United will be welcoming Plateau. And I also mentioned that these three people we are involved in the playoffs in the Confederation Cup and both CAF Champions League. I think Remo Stars was outstanding. Abia Warriors could not maintain their cool, nor did Kwara United. But coming into the league now, I am seeing that we might have a tired legs, in the Abia Warriors team and in the Kwara United team. So, but that might also affect the shift, or might bring a shift in the results. But, looking at the dynamics of the Nigerian Premier League recently, you understand that we've removed the factor that, you're a victor because you're at home.
Yes. That home advantage is gone.
It is removed.
Which is quite improvement on Nigerian League.
Yes. I like the excitement. Plus, the whole thing about social media and the dynamism of the league, and it's becoming interesting. So I am looking forward more especially to the Abia Warriors and Remo Stars game.
So that should be our star game.
Yes, that should be the star game. And I'm looking at a very big win for Abia Warriors. It will be a slim win.
Slim win for Abia
Warriors. I'm looking at 2-1 victory or 1-0.
And I'm thinking, given the factors that you've equally reeled out, talking about tired legs due to previous engagements and all that,
yeah.
I'm seeing this match. I am tempted to call this a draw. Mr. West. Yes.
That could
yes,
also fly.
I'm tempted to call it a draw. But given what we're saying, this marked improvement in Nigerian league is a very welcomed one.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, those punters and those who put their money where their mouth is, I'm sorry for them, but this should be celebrated about the league.
Yes, I think it's a huge boost.
That will give to the trust we are seeing with advertisements coming into the league and other sponsorship deals and all that.
Yes.
People tend to begin to trust our league again.
Yes. So one thing about all-round improvement is that if you are complaining there is no money, when you improve, money comes.
Naturally.
Yes.
Naturally.
Because now you get to sell out tickets. You get to sell out jerseys. These are places the club can make money. I think I saw news that the governor of Delta State, Sheriff, gifted the Delta team, the Warri Wolves and the other team from Delta buses. And I'm like, why is the governor gifting the team? The state owns the team, so they should run the team. So, but then when the team is not able to generate money for himself, then it depends on politicians to bring in money.
And that's where the challenge has been.
And that's where the challenge is.
Yes.
Because most times these people are not inclined to football. So you are not surprised if they are not.
Let's leave football to footballers. And yes. That would see to it what I saw in Abia State. I saw the chairman of Abia State football. Yes, I saw them with this business mogul. What's his name? Obi Kubana.
Yes.
So these are welcome.
These are things. These are conversations we should be having. We have big boys in the business industry. They should look into investing in this football, because one thing you are sure is that you will get your return if you do it right.
When there is transparency, when the league is run very well, clubs live to the standard, you will see investors coming into the league. There is big. We've seen there's money in big.
There is money. If you follow European football very well, you find out that big basketball players who are rich, even this Nollywood actor Renaud, is the biggest shareholder of Wrexham United.
Talk about LeBron James.
He's
an investor in Liverpool.
He also has some shares in AC Milan. So you see
the money comes in, and Nigeria is a gold mine. It's a gold mine for football, for investors,
academies.
A lot of.
So I think the other day I was just with myself and I was like, I want to know the country with the highest export of players. At a point I changed it to top 5, and in top 3 I saw Brazil, I saw France, and I saw Argentina. And when I looked at why are they exporting so much players, the unique thing is that all of them have very well standardized academies back home.
And that brings in young players into the fold, and then they feed other leagues, generating income, not just to football, but to the country as well. Look at what's happening with the exports to Chelsea, for instance.
Money. I'm talking money. Money.
So we'll call on the managers of our league to see to it that there's a marked improvement on the league. That when you do that very well, the money will naturally flow in.
So, Mr. Osai, before we go on to other things, I know this is not part of what we outlined, but I want to quickly mention it to you and to our wonderful viewers. Finally, FIFA has, put out the sanction on South Africa, deducted 3 points and 3 goals for fielding an ineligible player against Lesotho. That means giving Lesotho 3 points and giving Lesotho 3 goals, and also making sure Lesotho don't play their home games in South Africa.
So, what does this portend for Nigeria?
That's the question. That's the question. Now we have Benin Republic first on the log with 14 points, followed by South Africa with 14 points, then Nigeria with 11 points.
That means Nigeria.
Looking at the 2 games each of us have, South Africa have 2 away games.
Nigeria,
we have 1 home, 1 away.
So do we stand a better chance?
Our chance is not dependent also on others. Now we have to win our 2 and trust that Benin and South Africa will at least lose 1 each.
Mr. West, when is it that we don't have to depend on results from other teams to ensure our qualification?
Let's not dwell on this, but hopefully there is a chance, because this leaves a room for a miracle.
All right.
Hopefully we'll see why.
Mr. West, let's look at the under-20 tournament.
Yes, the under-20 tournament, there has been a lot, and Nigeria's opening game against Norway saw us, suffer a 1-0 defeat. So we are currently sitting 3rd on the log, with Norway sitting on top. And today we have Norway playing Colombia. We also have US playing France. Then in the earlier games, Argentina won Australia under-20s by 4-1. And Morocco pulled off a big win for Africa by beating Brazil 2-1. So we will be seeing Nigeria play later tomorrow, and hopefully the result comes in our favor so we can kickstart our campaign.
But these are tournaments that naturally we've done very well.
Very well.
And with these tournaments, we've raised a lot of world stars from these tournaments.
But then you can see the level of decadence in our sports administration in the past years. So if we don't do well now, I for one wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. All right. Be that as it may, let's go on with the updates. Let's moving into the Champions League, the game of the big boys.
Yes, it is the Champions. I still ask my Man U friends, what do they do Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays?
Okay, and I ask them further. When you must have rested very well during the week and trained more than other teams in the Champions League, you still come to the weekend
and get beaten 3-1.
Until we get to that time,
let's
continue with the updates.
I know our cameraman will be very furious, but there's nothing he can do.
There's nothing Mr. Olichi can do, and hopefully he may be porting from Man United to perhaps Arsenal. Maybe if you are accepting
Enugu Rangers.
To start with.
Yes, never say that. All right, on the Tuesday night, we saw the big boys rail out. Atlanta was at home welcoming Club Brugge, which houses our own very Rafael Onyedikachi. Though he did not start the game, but he later played some minutes in the match. And we saw our own African best get his first start of the season and his first start in the Champions League. I'm talking about Ademola Lookman. He didn't look very sharp because lack of games and lack of fitness and all the transfer saga. But we hope that in due time he will get back to his old form. So Atlanta won that game 2-1. In another match, we saw the new boys, the first timers from Kazakhstan, Karia Amati, lose 0-5 at home to the informed Kylian Mbappe's Real Madrid.
Expectedly.
Yes, expectedly. You understand? Moving on, the blistering form of Atletico Madrid and Julian Alvarez continues as they whitewashed Eintracht Frankfurt 5-1. It was a massacre. These boys that destroyed Real Madrid.
But a lot of persons didn't predict that scoreline.
Nobody saw Atletico Madrid beating Real Madrid 5-2 at home during the weekend.
Anyway, a lot of things happens in this game that we love.
Yes. And that's why we love it. So moving on to Bordeaux versus Tottenham, the North London club. They saw out a 2-2 draw. This is a team that faced each other in the semi-final of the concluded Europa, and we saw Tottenham come out on top, which eventually went on to beat Manchester United in the final to lift their first European trophy and their first trophy in over a decade.
I know it's not time, but Man United have been so disappointing
They are just cheerful givers.
Anyway, let's keep it till we get to that point.
No, I'll deal with you. All right, Chelsea saw another narrow win over Benfica, and recently it is safe to call Chelsea the Red Card Club because in 3 consecutive games back-to-back, they have seen a red card. I don't know what's going on
with Chelsea.
I don't know. You know, it's as if
It's been consistent red cards.
Enzo Maresca has lost it, and the boys.
And this is a team we were expecting to go so far effortlessly. This,
you know, they are now suffering. I think if not for anything, they are suffering the lack of an attacker, losing Liam Delap and having to solely depend on Joao Pedro and losing Cole Palmer. Jackson, this would have been a good time to have Jackson in the team. But of course, Jackson said, no, I'm not coming back. Do you know Jackson used his money to fund that loan move?
Yes.
Part of the money was paid by him and his agent.
I remember that the tweet from the agent, he said that players don't reverse.
We are staying in Bayern Munich.
It only goes forward.
If it means putting our money.
And they did. And they put their money, they meant business. But think of it. You tell a player that he's surplus to requirements, and when he goes there, because one other thing happens, then you want him back in your food. Begin come back.
All right, to the highlight of the day. I know my very good friend and Oga will not like this one, but at home, Galatasaray made it hell for Liverpool, and they could not walk with a point. They don't walk alone, but they walked without a point this time around. And Victor Osimhen, the former African best, made sure of that. Osai,
congratulations to Osimhen. Yes, it's the mark of champions to end up when we lose. Yes, and we did lose to that wonderful penalty kick from Osimhen.
I have a question for you. Why did Ancelotti bench Mo Salah?
Well, it's only the coach that can really explain what was going on in his mind. Yes, and I must tell you that no coach plans to lose a match.
Yes.
No coach would want to sabotage a team.
Can you contribute it to him, seeing Galatasaray less?
No. I don't think that's what happened. I think this has to do with getting Salah rested
against
Chelsea.
Who would collect a red card?
And we are at experimental stages in Liverpool, try to see how the new boys gels in without the old guard. Guys. However, I did mention that given these signings, this is a preparation to Salah exit from Liverpool.
All right, I'll take it as you said it. And also want to say that I don't think Ritz has earned the money that Liverpool spent on him. We've seen an inconsistent football from him so far. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me.
Mr. West, if you're expecting a response to that, the response will be that it's still too early to call. More is still expected from him, yes.
All right, moving on. It was hell for the Reds at Galatasaray, but then we look forward to the next game. Inter at home saw off Slavia Prague with 3 goals, and Marcel, with the 34-year-old Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, beat Ajax 4-0. And we saw Aubameyang giving 2 assists and scoring a goal at 34 years old.
Resurgence Marcel?
Yes, it's a resurgence Aubameyang.
Okay. There has to be somebody that will carry the team.
Yes.
Kudos to the
scouting
department, the club to have him there. And that's what he's paid for.
Yes, he's paying off for bringing him back from the Saudi League where he was exiled to. Yes, I see going to Saudi League as exile. If you vex, come my house, come beat me. All right, the big boys, Bayern Munich, traveled to Cyprus to visit Paphos, and they were not good visitors. How can you come to somebody's house and you're beating him? Why a 5?
It's football.
It's football.
There's no mercy.
No respect for whom?
Okay, if there is respect, why didn't Galatasaray respect Liverpool?
But Galatasaray
there's no respect in this.
Galatasaray was at home.
If there's respect in the football pitch, Man United will be playing in the Champions League and not in the losers' game.
I don't want Oluchi to get emotional.
No, but in football there's no emotion. We'll say it as it is. Yes.
All right, I played well, FC. Darlon.
All right.
All right, moving on to the Wednesday game, which was yesterday, and we saw a lot of goals. It was an interesting Wednesday game. We saw teams produce 2 goals. Most were scoring each other, and there was a lot of goals yesterday. And then there were surprises, and that's why we like football. In the early days, we saw Karabakh, beat Copenhagen at home 2-0. Then Newcastle traveling to Belgium to visit Royal St. Gallen Gallons, beat them 4-0 in their own house. All these people know they respect
West,
from the house.
why do we love this game? We love this game for the goals we celebrate.
Lose
or win, we always celebrate the goals.
The game is beautiful. I think I was seeing a game with a young lady and she was wondering what is it about this thing. 22 grown men pursuing a round ball. And then I saw Bruno Fernandes do this back heel pass like this. I called her.
Technicalities of what we celebrate in this game.
The drama.
But West, let me ask, would you prefer that we'll have more goals in the game or we'll have more defensive-minded teams where teams concede less or play 0-0 out?
I find it abysmal, totally preposterous when you play 1-0 or even 2-0. The beauty of the game is goals. My dad will tell me then that it takes an average 1 minute to score a goal. And you have 90 minutes plus extra time and you score just one. In short, when you do 0-0, I feel like gathering the 22 of you, lying you down and giving you...
What do you say when Liverpool lays it to the last minute to win games?
It is... we've not got there, but let me tell you this one. I was the happiest person when Crystal Palace stole the game at 90 minutes. I say they don't play these people, they are Bedu.
No, talking of Crystal Palace,
they don't play Una.
I don't want to remember that again. And I don't want to remember Crystal Palace again, what they do to Liverpool this period. And it's not need to unlock that's going forward.
Anyway. Just like Arsenal has unlocked beating Newcastle. Because
usually that's a banana peel for Arsenal. And we expect them to play out. But when we get to that point,
we'll talk about it.
Let's just give us the update on Europa and Conference League and then
move on. Okay, Arsenal won Olympiacos at home 2-0. Barcelona suffered a surprising defeat to a lesser PSG team because a lot of their star boys were injured. Bayer Leverkusen again drew at home to PSV. Dortmund surprisingly beat the shambled Atletico Bilbao. Monaco surprisingly took a late draw with Man City when they won a penalty. Kevin De Bruyne combining with out of favor Rasmus Højlund of Man United beat Sporting CP 2-1. And we saw informed Nicolas Pepe's Villarreal hold Juventus to a 2-2 draw. And that wrapped up the Champions League.
All right, Mr. West. For once of time, know that we have a lot of things to do. There are a lot of analysis. There are a lot of things to take out from these games, with midweek games, Champions League, and other. But let's run the results on Europa League, on Conference League. Then we'll bring it together in Champions League, and then
we are going to just look at the fixtures because the game is today. We are going to be seeing a lot of matches. We are seeing a total of 18 matches at the Europa and another 18 matches at the Conference. Wow. So it is over 32 games to be seen today.
We are having more games now.
More guys. For the guys that put their money where their mouth is, there's a lot of
there are a lot of ways to
1,000 ways to die.
1,000 ways to take a risk and become a millionaire.
So at the Europa, in the early hours of the day, AS Roma will be at home to Lille. Bologna will be welcoming Freiburg of Germany. Brann will be welcoming Utrecht. Celtic with Iheanacho will be welcoming Braga. FCSB will be welcoming Young Boys from Switzerland. Fenerbahce will be at home to welcome Nice. Ludogorets will be welcoming Antonis Betis. Panathinaikos, where our own Seredesa plays, will be welcoming Go Ahead Hegos. Victoria Pleasant of Czech Republic will be welcoming Malmö from Sweden. Basel in Switzerland will be welcoming Stuttgart. Celta Vigo will be welcoming PAOK. FC Porto of Samu will be welcoming Resta Belgrade. Feyenoord will be at home to welcome Unai Emery's Aston Villa. Lyon at home will be welcoming Salzburg. Maccabi Tel Aviv of Israel will be welcoming Dynamo Zagreb from Croatia. Then we have Nottingham Forest with Postoglu will be at home to welcome Midtjylland. Then Sturm at the last game will be at home to welcome the shambled Rangers of Scotland. In the Conference League also we have Dynamo Kiev at home welcoming Crystal Palace. Then Jagiellonia will be at home to welcome Harun. KUPS will be welcoming Derrida. Lausanne will be welcoming Breidablik. Then Lech Poznań of Poland will be at home to welcome SK Rapid. Noah will be welcoming Rijeka. Oman Nicosia of Cyprus will be welcoming Mainz from Germany. Rayo Vallecano from Spain will be welcoming Shekhjida. Then Zanziski will be at home to welcome Lincoln Rent Imps. Aberdeen of Scotland will be welcoming Shakhtar Donetsk of Ukraine. AEK Lanka will be at home to welcome AZ Alkmaar. Sklij of Slovakia will be welcoming AEK Athens FC. Fiorentina with the gear will be at home to welcome Sigma Olomouc. Legia Warsaw will be at home to welcome Samunspor. And then we'll have Rockwool welcoming Uni Krovikia. Shelbourne of Ireland will be at home to welcome Haken from Sweden. Slovenia Breslav will be at home to welcome Strasbourg from France. Then last but not the least is Sparta Prague at home to welcome Shamrock Rovers of North Ireland.
All right. Now, let's just wrap it up with what's your expectation with these games?
Okay, for somebody like me who have followed the Europa League and the Conference League for as long as possible, it is the most unpredictable, European league ever. Why? Because you can't even tell, who is winning or who is not winning. There is no home or away game there. You see somebody, just come and pick up wins, even without, you can't even recognize the team's name, but then they are beating somebody.
A lot of pundits have come out to say that the Europa League, the Conference League, are stronger compared to the Champions League, given the unpredictability of this.
I wouldn't see it in that light, because then there is a degree of clubs playing there. I don't, no disrespect to any club playing the Europa or the Conference. It's an amazing league. It's a big league. If you win it, it's counted as a European trophy. But then when you look at the texture of the teams playing there, these teams are equally yoked. Okay. So it is hard to say this is the big boy and this is the underdog. Should we say they are
mostly mid-level
teams?
Okay.
You see the ease Chelsea traveled with when they played in the conference.
Now, the Europa League, Conference League. Do you have any expectations actually?
Okay.
More especially with the Premier League clubs.
Okay. I think every Premier League club should win their games, because looking at their feature, I'm seeing Crystal Palace traveling to Kiev. Crystal Palace is a must-win game for Crystal Palace. It's a must.
If Crystal Palace doesn't win that game, they shouldn't return to England.
Yes. Even Aston Villa. Then Nottingham Forest is at home welcoming Midtjylland, the club from Denmark. So when you look at quality, superiority, the English team have it more. But then, technicality is a thing we don't really possess when these guys play clubs from other
unknown clubs
from other leagues.
All right. Given that, let's proceed straight away to the Premier League, the most celebrated league in the world.
So do we go back to review the last weekend results, or do we just focus?
Let's just focus. But before we start talking about that, I must give it out to you.
Okay.
To the predictions last week, you've come out to be the winner of last game's predictions. Yes, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And we hope you do more of that this week. And very soon, when you leave the studios and walk, a lot of punters may be following around to do something for them. So let's go to the league that Man United fans don't want to hear about.
I think there was a post about there was an official post by Man United handle, saying, we are going to right the wrongs of last week, onto the next game. Somebody just came under the tweet and was like, please, we are stay watching Champions League. Don't bother us with this rubbish. Wait till weekend.
Then we can accommodate.
We can have this conversation.
That's been the conversation since Moyes. Getting to this even very coach. It's always been about righting the wrongs in the next game.
And I'm telling a Man United friend this morning as I was just walking to the studio that I feel pity. Honestly, I feel pity for Man United.
It's beyond pity.
Let's keep banter aside.
When I look, banter aside, each morning after the weekend, when I resume, and first person I look at in the morning is Mr. Oluchukwu. He's an honest fan of Man United, and when I look at his face, it's beyond pity for their fans. But I can relate what they are going on, because there was a point when Liverpool, was nearly. You remember the eras of
Kenny Dalglish,
not even Kenny Dalglish. What are these our owners?
Brendan Rodgers.
Before Brendan Rodgers, who had what's the name of this coach? There's a mid-level coach
that you guys brought
when we were almost going under at the house of Tom Hicks. When they were the owners, refusing to invest or
even
sell. And when they sell, it's as if they pocket the money. Remember the 50 million that we collected from Chelsea for Torres, and we were expecting reinvestment into the thing, and nothing happened. And
when you guys were attacking with the likes of Daniel Sturridge and signing players that have injury, likes of Aquilani
are you talking about Aquilani? Talk about, there's a Sterling that we had in the midfield, very average. He's not that tall, and you have him as the pivot in your midfield when you've sold the likes of Mascherano from your team, and you're promoting somebody from the lower division to come and man your midfield in Liverpool. But unfortunately for us, we were able to turn it around. New owners came and invested money in this club, and luckily for us, we brought in more innovative coaches beyond Brendan Rodgers. Jurgen Klopp was able to come in and turn things around. So and made Liverpool champions. When I tell you, I know what it is for Man United fans. I understand, even though we didn't get to that level of sinking into the outer periphery. So I pity the likes of Oluchukwu every Monday morning when I see his face.
I don't pity them like that, but I pity the team because these people are very disrespectful. So they should just suffer.
We just said that Man United fans are always insulting champions. They don't know their mates. You remember when they always say that they will knock Liverpool off their perch. The era of Ferguson. But today, where is the perch? The perch is back to where it belongs. The reigning champions, Liverpool, are on their perch.
He go round.
Yeah.
When they beat Chelsea, there was so much noise. I say, wait until you beat Brentford, then I can accommodate this noise. And lo and behold, since this league began, we've seen like 3 or 4 big teams play the 12:30 deadly games, and they all survived.
Yes,
even Arsenal survived. Man U, Liverpool survived.
And
then it got to Man U's turn to play the 12:30 game.
The usual.
The sweet part is that they went up first. They first scored. They first go call police. They first go call police. They don't say that they bring army.
but let me say to you, will you be surprised? It's the usual.
No, I think I was surprised because I actually saw that game. Man U.
You were thinking that they won the game, given that
Man U started
the previous
off well. Game. They started off well, and they had the chance to kill the game with Bruno Fernandes penalty. But I don't know what.
But we've seen them, yes, with that penalty.
I've seen Bruno.
What happened? But why must Bruno be the penalty taker in that
Yes,
team?
he's the penalty taker of the team.
But there are moments where you give room.
These things happen in the training, and the decisions happen there. He is the team penalty taker. For him to be the team penalty taker, there must have been a lot of practice to say, this guy is best penalty. And we've seen Bruno take amazing penalties. He's
been a fantastic
But then I've also noticed that anytime Man U needs him to score the penalty the most, those are the days he doesn't score them.
Especially when it depends on that penalty to win the match.
Maybe if Man U was winning 3-4 goals,
perhaps
he would have scored it easily.
It's possible to say that he's not able to live up to that pressure. But what I'm saying is, given by the minute he carried that ball, when they had that penalty, before the call was finally made, he was already wrapping that football. That will tell you that there's a doubt on him coming from training ground, that there are other penalty takers in that team who are now doubtful of his possibility of his converting that spot kick.
Yes. I think I saw the game. I think what I noticed was that he was eager to seal the game. He was eager to contribute.
But that was very poor. That was
because penalty taking is not something they decide on the field.
Yes.
So long as your penalty taker is still in the pitch. It's not a matter of, but in some cases, there can be a discussion. I'll be like, maybe somebody is on 2 goals already, and be like, let him play so he could get the hat-trick ball and all of that. Players can decide that.
You concede. There are moments where you even give it to the person that
maybe,
won the penalty.
Yes, or maybe there's a player you guys want to boost their morale. We've seen Arsenal do that with Havertz. He wasn't scoring, and the team got a penalty. He wasn't the team penalty taker. Odegaard told Saka, let's have it too.
All right. Mr. West,
so let's on Friday.
I want to ask, why is it that people were celebrating the loss of the champions? Why were everybody happy?
It's it's an unlikely team to lose to.
Unlikely.
Because
this is a team that has beaten them.
No. We put our money there. This is when I'm saying this. A lot of people put their money there. I lost money too to Liverpool's loss. So even in my joy, I think it's just coming in from a place of banter.
Unfortunately, it's happy to see that you have that you lost money. But I'm seeing the fact that you have faith and trust in Liverpool.
Yes, because under normal circumstances, looking at number, looking at the quality, looking at everything, if you like me, carry that match, go my village for Obe, Nkano, Liverpool supposed to win. Under normal,
but this is football.
But this is football.
All right, moving on.
All right, moving on. Tomorrow is Friday, and we are having Bournemouth at home welcoming Fulham, and Fulham is boasting of 3 Nigerian players. We have the likes of Chukwueze, Iwobi, and Calvin Bassey in Fulham team, and they will be traveling to Bournemouth to go and redeem their last weekend loss, at home. Then quickly, that's all we have for Friday. Then on Saturday, where we have most of the games, we have like 4 games on Saturday. Then we have about 5 on Sunday. Then I think we have just 1 Monday game.
Yeah.
Then
All
on
right.
Saturday, we have
let's quickly, as you're giving the match updates, let's quickly call it for these matches for once of time as well.
Okay.
You're starting with Leeds United and Tottenham.
We didn't call for Bournemouth Fulham.
Okay.
I'm looking at a Bournemouth win again.
A Bournemouth win again. Yeah,
I'm
for me
saying
too, is a
2-1.
Bournemouth
I'm
game
saying
with
a
2-1.
victory for Bournemouth.
I'm calling it a win for Bournemouth this time around, but I'm thinking that we'll see more goals in this match as well.
Okay.
Yes. Let me call it 3-1.
3-1.
Yes.
Okay. So quickly, let's go to Leeds and Tottenham. I don't know. I am a bit confused about this one, but Leeds have been in a fantastic form, and Tottenham too has also been there. So maybe a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw.
Yes.
Okay. Draw. I'm thinking that Leeds and this May 12:30 match. I'm seeing a draw as well.
Yes.
But I don't think it will get to 4 goals in this match. I'm calling for lesser draw.
All right. Arsenal welcome West Ham at home. And
okay, Mr. West, we are getting signals from the directors for time. Okay. Let's quickly call it for Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, and that will be all.
All right. I'm going to give Liverpool win against Chelsea at home.
What's your Liverpool?
Chelsea. Liverpool will beat Chelsea 3-1.
3-1.
Yes. Man, you might just get their win that they desire. They will beat Sunderland 2-1.
All
then,
right.
Arsenal at home will beat West Ham 5-1.
All right. I see Man United losing this time again, and then Liverpool, Chelsea. I'm seeing Liverpool winning this narrowly 2-1. Yes, and that's it for me. And then Arsenal in this week, West Ham. I see Arsenal winning again. Yeah, I'll give it to you. I see Arsenal trashing West Ham this time around. Yes, I see multiple goals. Right. Then on that note, Mr. West, your final word to our fans.
All right, looking out for all of you. Thank you for always doing this with us. Stick with the Europa, the Conference League, and please don't forget to chill with us in the weekend, as we will be enjoying all the dramas coming from the English.
All right, you've heard from Mr. West himself, the Mr. Analytical. And when it comes to football, free kick is the place to be with. Remember, the game knows no language. Come the way you are. And we may soon be coming to where you are, to meet you where you are when it comes to Champions League. Thank you for staying with us. I still remain Uche Osai.
And I am Chukwuno Sonwachuku. You call me Pretty West. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello, I'm Debra Wakoba. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world. Yes, thanks for joining us on the program, The Arena, where we meet to take on burning topical issues and matters facing us as a people in society. By the way, it's Independence, Nigeria at 65. Happy Independence, Nigeria. Okay, my name is Chris Anibuogo, and today on The Arena, coming to you on Aneke Television, we're running a series of Nigeria's independence. It's 65 years of our political journey. How far have we come? How well have we gone? These are some of the issues on the lips of Nigerians. Today on the show, we want to take a look at a very critical and crucial sector because some analysts, pundits have described this sector as being the superstructure upon which every other sector falls upon. And we're talking about the political structure. So today on the program, we want to look at Nigeria 65, the political development and happenings as far as our country, Nigeria, is concerned till date. And to help us do justice to this matter is a regular on this show, a principal lecturer at the Institute of Management and Technology, IMT, here in Enugu, from the Department of Public Administration. Dr. Emeka Nwanze is here with us. Doc, it's a pleasure having you join us.
Great Nigerians, happy Independence Day.
And happy Independence to you too, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right, so let's unleash the dish this day. If you go out there on the streets of Nigeria, I tell you,